YouTube, I've decided to do another bass video because I like bass. Plus, I modified the wee red bass. So I think there's another Robbie Burns song. Poem my wee red car. It's my wee red bass. Yeah. So I changed the pickup. I did modified it. What's going on? What was in it was fine. What I was thinking was I was messed about with it. Obviously, I'm playing download this year at the campsite as usual. This is my chosen amp. So what I really want is more volume as much as possible because it's like a 2 watt, 3 watt amp, something like that. And the pickups that were in it had pole pieces on them. So when you hit the string off a pole piece, it goes bang and comes through the amp. Whereas if you've got like a smooth covered one like these, like sort of EMG looking ones, when you hit it, it just deads the string. It doesn't go pop. So you can get... That was my thinking anyway. But unexpected thing happened. I've never really noticed such a big difference in P-bass pickups as swapping this for the original Encore ones. This would have been an Argos guitar. It's far better than it should be. I've already replaced the bridge. There are only 2 saddles. That wouldn't have made that much difference though. But what a difference this makes. I have used this pickup in, it's a Washburn from a Washburn B5 from the late 80s, which the neck was gone on it, and I think I sold I sold the tuners and the bridge, and then I kept the pickup and ended up getting it free. But I had this in my wee Aria Pro Thor Sound bass, 32-inch one, because I'd done a deal with my pal Scott. I got the bass, but I took the pickup out of that and put it into my pal Jen's Westone Thunder bass, which is now mine. So I've actually got the original pickup for the Aria in my Westone Thunder, but the same kind. But it kind of looks more, you know, like your DiMarzio clone, Goto DiMarzio clone that's in all these guitars. And so I had this in it for a while, and then I got another one of the DiMarzio clones, so I put it in. It didn't make any differences because I think that's exactly what this pickup is. It's just exactly the same one that's in all my Japanese P basses. They've all got the DiMarzio clones. I think that's just what this is, but it's got plastic covers. It's louder, which is good, but also see like the tone control. See if you imagine the tone control, instead of going from 1 to 10 like, or 0 to 10 like it did before, now it goes from like -5 to +15. So it's like it goes, if you maybe roll it from, I don't know, between sort of 3 and 8 or 3 and 6 or something like that is what the old tone control used to do. The range, this one, it goes much bassier and it goes much treblier. So it's a total win. But it definitely was not this trebly. Really, boomf. And then on the bassy side, sounds a wee bit like what's the, is it She-Wolf by somebody? I can't remember what that girl's name is now. Goes super low. So I'm now running it. So if I have the tone, instead of having it at nothing, have it at 2. It kind of is where it was before, but much louder and much more prominent. So yes, there can be a huge difference in pickups. What was in it was fine. Kind of didn't want to, because the whole point is the joke in this one is the tenor guitar, because it cost a tenner, not because it's TENNER, not TENOR, so it's no longer that, even though I'd already swapped the bridge out with one I had lying about and a pickup with one I had lying about. But it really is, every time. I mean, I've had this more than a year, because I took it to download last year. I think it was quite new then, but it really is, what a bass. It's like, it totally shouldn't be. I just kind of wish it was, I don't know, if it was like a Japanese one or something, it would look cool, but it's an Encore. Proudly emblazoned on it. The tuners aren't great, it's the same ones you get in a Squire Bronco, but they work, so, and they don't make any difference to the sound, so I'm not going to be upgrading them. I suppose I could upgrade the pots, ones that are alright. That's kind of it. I don't. Obviously there was the option for painting it, but I've actually grown to love this colour. It's a great red. It's not the red, I don't know how well, I don't think the camera's going to pick it up though. So you can see that's like fire engine red. It looks exactly the same. No, you can't really see it in this shit light. But this is a much redder. No, this is a much redder red. This is a more orangey, going sort of terracotta. It's a cool colour. I like it. One of those complicated colours you can't quite decide what it is, apart from it's just red. huge difference. So sometimes it is worthwhile changing them up. I'm just so used to not changing out pickups because nearly all the guitars I buy are old Japanese ones, and nearly all the old Japanese guitars still have their original stuff in it because it was good, and it's just like Goto stuff. So it's like, you know, the difference between that and a DiMarzio Super Distortion is one of them says DiMarzio Super Distortion on the back, kind of thing. It kind of runs for a lot of the good Japanese stuff. It's not like you're not buying ones with intentionally a bit shit pickups. No, I don't think this would have intentionally a shit pickup, but I don't think these can't have been expensive. I've not been able to find another one. I have been looking. I don't know why you don't see these for 20 quid and stuff like that, which is what I was thinking. You know, you get one with a couple of tuners missing, 20 quid. Oh, here we go. Because the imported bit's there. It's got a really good neck on it. That's the imported bit. The body, it's I don't know. I mean, I'd have to say that the neck. This is much better than like a Squier Bronco. It's just basically the same thing. It's a short scale. It's a 30-inch, same as an EBO. Miles better than an Epiphone EBO. But normally when you get a shorter scale neck, it's thinner here and this way. You know, it's not. This is full on proper P-bass dimensions all the way round. It's just it's not as long. It's 4 inches shorter as opposed to being. Oh, we'll scale the whole thing down so you get like. For people with small hands, no, this is a full-size P-bass. In feel, you can tell by looking at it, the neck looks awfully wide and stuff like that, so actually the pickups fit and stuff. Maybe it would have been cooler if it had like the Mustang-shaped body, but I kind of like it. It doesn't balance badly. It's not great, but it doesn't weigh in, so what else do you want? This is one of those guitars that every time I pull it out, and even I was using it in that live stream, playing it in, you know, Scott's camper van. It's like it's one of those ones that you can't play for more than and go. This is really good. Just immediately, it's just got a thing. So I'm on the hunt for if anyone's got one of these. I wonder if they did a white one. They definitely did a black one. I've seen that. I think it might be made in India. That might be why it kind of differentiates. It's like a Sun Mustang sort of thing. Like the early when they were good Sun Mustangs. I've seen one that's got a made in India sticker on it. This one doesn't. Should be cheap shit. Isn't. Absolutely love it. Not selling this one for sure. They're just perfect. But it doesn't have. Why it doesn't have, I don't understand. But see, all you bass players will know when you get a 30-inch scale, like an EBO or something like that, short scale, you have to be a bit careful with the E string because it's a bit floppy. For some reason, it isn't on this. I don't know whether I've used the strings were the cheap ones you get on eBay for a $5, so they're not in special. But I mean, it's got enough on that E. You don't have to play the other strings quieter, so that you can thump them all. Like the open E is just there. It goes too muffled a wee bit more. like that. I know sometimes see it, they're called Rhea. I thought it'd be quite funny if I could break into that. But it's really difficult to play the bass and the guitar at the same time. You've got to kind of go. The guitar kind of goes. I could just play this all day. I probably will end up playing it all day. I've got a Les Paul I've got to wire, but I was going to stick the video on, but then I'd end up rushing to make sure it got out in time. So I might still video it, or I might just listen to new Baby Metal album while I'm doing it instead. So if anyone sees one of these, I suppose I've gone to my full-on download busking mic. I need to make myself a small lead. I'm sure I had one. I've lost it though. So limited to only got fuzz, only got this wee amp. Batteries going in it as well, so it's probably not as loud as it should be, but that just clips onto your pocket, see, and then you can. It doesn't seem very loud, does it? But that's because I've just been playing through 150 watts. But there you go. I'm getting vague memories coming through about me doing a Black Sabbath song on that beach, like one that we didn't do in the band. I can't remember which one it was. I did a shorter lead though. This one's just, although it's a short lead, it's yeah. Well, or maybe just do that. Maybe this one. It's amazing how that it just doesn't sound like maybe. It's louder when it's pointing at your face. When you've got it on your belt pointing away from you, the tendency is that you're, it's heading in the wrong direction. I mean, I find that sound completely usable. Okay, it's not going to compete with somebody playing through 150 watt Marshall, but it's got a. There's not really an option to have it clean. It does have the amp does have a clean, but you can't even hear it. I think it's just because the battery's dead though. Right, so you got to have the overdrive on, and that's it. Oh, that's the tone. That's the volume. Does it actually go louder? There you go. I can get more. Now it should be even louder. Ah, dare see, and that's only not even at 3/4 yet, but that's enough to really piss off anybody you're standing next to trying to annoy them with bass playing. play Manowar. You can play Manowar on it. If I could remember how you play it. By moonlight, we rise, 10,000 side by side, want to be maybe a little bit of the maiden. Last time I played in my generation, if I ever did. Don't like having the thing around my neck. It kind of, I can feel it. A shorter lead's definitely on the cards. so we're going for a world new thing here. This has got a headphone socket on it, right? So, if, for example, I was walking about the campsite thingy, and then I got the option to just plug straight into, right, so it mutes it, but does it actually just, if I run out the headphone socket into a bass amp, do I get that thunderous distortion sound? Or do I get nothing? The headphone socket doesn't work. Damn you. It's a... yes, it does work as a distortion pedal. You just, because it's a stereo headphone socket, you can't do it. So this might be quite loud then. Yeah, okay. So distortion pedal then. Quite like the distortion pedal actually. Has significantly boosted the output that amp, right? Metallica asked me up to jam along with them, I can just turn up like this and just go, here, just stick this in, or just give me the lead and I won't stick it in fully into the headphone socket. And then suddenly this seems very quiet again after listening to the full volume thing. Not very quiet though. I mean, you gotta remember, if you're talking about being in a campfire or something, you're not talking, it doesn't need to be loud. I was going to say how loud it could get clean there, actually, since I've now found the volume control. It's not clean. Kind of sounds the same as distortion, just that the distortion just fattens it out. And hitting the strings off the pickup no longer makes it pop, it just makes it go dead. So I can... So the percussive noises are coming off the bass. I think the trick is it's got an even fuzz over all the strings, so it's like there's not that much difference from the to. Okay, it's a wee bit louder. Like, yeah, it's like the wee amp's liking the higher strings a bit more, but not that much more. You can play some Foley guitar. And also the reason there's a knob missing off this is I've noticed that, see, when I put a knob on it, sometimes it gets turned by accident. You know, when you put it in the wee bag. Because one time I went in and the battery had gone flat because by stuffing leads and stuff into the bag I turned the knob, whereas if you just leave it as that, as the wee grub screw. But I can't say enough about the gt1000. That's because it's 1000 watts of power coming off a 9-volt battery. The 9-volt battery isn't even enough to tingle your tongue at the present moment, and it's still going. It's like I'm determined I'm going to use this up. I'm going to take a fresh battery to download, but don't knock this wee shitty amp. I've tried buying portable amps. I even did did I actually do a video of it? You can tell me now and I'll do another one if it didn't work. Looking at my best mobile bass rig, I did have a Joyo bass amp I should have kept, which was better than this. It was more, it could do the bass thing, but I've got a Black Star Fly, and it in all honesty, doesn't sound better than this. You can't get it up very loud without it distorting, and the distortion isn't the all-encompassing fuzz that this has, which kind of makes everything sound the same. It kind of sounds broken, sort of. You feel you're going to break something. And I've got a wee 10 watt, or is it 6 watt? But it's got a big speaker. It's got like a 4-inch speaker or a 6-inch speaker, not a 2-inch speaker in it. And it's got lots of stuff on it, and it does actually sound pretty good. But again, at the volume I'm playing at here, with the fuzz, it doesn't go as loud as this clean. And when you start putting the overdrive on to try and boost it up, it's not as musical an overdrive as what that's got. It's not. Can you really call it just saturated? I mean, when I say overdrive, it's just a chip. I think I get the impression with this amp, it's designed for guitar, but it's when you're in the clean. Is it called clean? No, it's just called on or overdrive. And it's a 4-way switch, so you've got off, on, overdrive, off. So whatever. But if you're playing a guitar, you can get it up to a relative volume clean without it fuzzing out. And then I think the other option is you've got a wee tiny amp, you're at a party, you're trying to be as loud as you can. How much volume? Sacrificing all sound, just fucking doesn't matter if it distorts, just an absolute square wave. How loud can we get it is what the overdrive thing does. It's the same exact amp as there's a wee Marshall one, MS1 I think it's called, or is it an MS2? I had one. The reason I know this is I had one that was the 2 stack. You get one that's like 1 speaker like this, you get one that's 2 speakers, and it's quite good because it's got like a big metal stand in the back that you can slip into your front pocket. Do basically exactly the same as this, but by looking at it was slightly bigger than this, sounded pretty much the same, and okay, I think it might have been maybe 10% louder, but you'd never get this thing up at full bung anyway. Even though just now doing a video, it seems not that loud, but actually if you're sitting there at a tent or something, or camping or something, it's flipping loud enough for anything. It's loud enough to compete with an acoustic with somebody pretty much battering it, if that came to that. You would be playing fuzz lead, but anything less than an absolute me playing Coming into Los Angeles on a dreadnought, and you're going to be able to keep up with this. Just love it so much, man. That's me now. I don't have a travel guitar. This is, we're going to call this the boot bass, keep it in the boot of the car. I would rather have this than a guitar for going camping, or just basically just having it in the car for sitting waiting somewhere, because as I said, you can just, I've got no problem playing this as a, obviously you can't gig it, well, could gig it. I mean, it's not an unpleasant sound. It's all there, quite nice and round. See, I could write, I mean, these are all, I'm just making this shit up, maybe I'm stealing stuff, but that's like, riffs just seem to be falling out of this thing. Yeah, so there you go. There's the 5-minute video. We'll be playing the wee red bass because I've modified it with a different pickup. Going to obviously, I think I need a better strap than this as well. I just put this on because it's the strap I like least. So I need to find another strap I like least. Also need to look at a better bag for it. The one I'm using just now is a legacy bag, because this takes a normal guitar bag, obviously, because it's relatively short scale. And a nice padded one. The one I'm using just now is a little bit bin baggy. I don't want a good one, but I want one that's, the more pockets the better to take leads, spare batteries, and this amp, and a bottle of bucky, obviously. would be the ultimate setup. Rock on, and I will. I don't know what video I'm doing tomorrow. Not this one. I don't think I'll have the. I don't think I'll have that guitar wired. I can't be bothered rushing it to try and get a video out. Just do this just now.